John to specifically identify all those. So I think as it sits now, if we don't change anything, we're saying only the safety sensitive people have to be randomly drug tested. There was some question with the word all in there, but I think if we read it that way, saying all employees have to be free of alcohol and illegal drug use while they're on duty, but the safety sensitive people have to be randomly drug tested. So that's basically the way it has been and will remain if we approve this policy. So I'd like to hear your comments on if there's any that you feel are, that I didn't interpret that correctly, or if you, are we on the same page with this? That we're simply now the people who will be randomly drug tested, those employees, are people in safety sensitive position. That includes the CDL vehicle, as well as other people described in that on page 1.
Water plant personnel, sewer plant personnel,
Well, if they're,
they're not in safety sensitive.
well, it says, an employee who inspects the following equipment: service brakes, including trailer brake connections, parking brakes, steering mechanisms, lights, tires, reflectors, tires, horn, windshield wipers, rear vision mirrors, coupling devices, fire extinguishers, spare fuses, warning devices to stop vehicles. An employee who supervises or assists in loading or unloading a vehicle, employee who attends the vehicle being loaded or unloaded, employee who is in readiness to operate the vehicle, employee who is giving or receiving receipt for shipment, loaded or unloaded, employee performs the driver requirements of sections tells you, and any employee who is returning, obtaining assistance, or remaining in attendance upon a disabled vehicle.
What you read at the beginning is pre-CP check, CDL driver.
Right.
All that's done is a check.
Well, this is what they're defining, according to this definition of safety sensitive functions. The purpose of this policy is that.
CDL driver,
Right. Except for John.
That's why when
Yeah,
I,
Let's
Does he
not
inspect-
identify
He inspects,
specific employees.
okay, he inspects the vehicles, works on the vehicles, like the brakes and stuff like that.
so why would he need them?
No,
He
he
is a
has,
safety sensitive position. He is in safety sensitive, because he does that.
he does that.
He inspects service brakes.
Any CDL driver does that.
I know, but this individual is not a CDL driver, but he's still in a safety sensitive position. So he's subject to random drug testing.
Right,
That's what you're saying.
right.
So if it stays like that now, this is the way it stays. If you want to include every employee in the random drug testing, it's going to cost us another $1,600 because of the sign up for the employee assistance program. If it stays as it is now, it stays as it is. So rather than do each, I want you to think of that, and then we'll go through that. The other policies that you've had a couple weeks review, the fund balance policy, the internet and acceptance use policy, the investment policy, procurement policy and procedures, sale and disposition of village-owned personal property, and sale of surplus materials. Are there any in particular that you'd like to discuss? You're satisfied with the way they are? There was some discussion about sale of surplus materials. That is a one-page thing. It says, in order to clarify and standardize procedure, when a piece of village equipment is broken or otherwise beyond repair or is deemed surplus to the village's needs, it will be brought to the attention of the mayor. After consultation, the mayor will either concur or make other recommendations. The mayor will authorize items with an estimated value of under $100 for immediate disposal through the sale of scrap. Bids will generally be solicited for items at over $100. It will be policy to seek concurrence from the board for items in this category. Monies received from the sale of surplus materials will be paid directly to the treasurer, who will issue a receipt for said funds. Final disposition of all items sold as scrap will be reported at the next meeting and recorded in the minutes. The informal policy of department heads trading or donating village property to other governmental bodies without board approval is prohibited. Village employees and immediate family members are prohibited to bid on any items that have been surplus by the board. So not, anything that's surplus, regardless, if it's under $100, it'll be sold as scrap. So we, you know, we get some value out of it, rather than just throw it in the garbage.
Well, if it's one item, but what if there's 40 items that are worth $40 a piece? I mean,
Well, as we said, the mayor will authorize items with an estimated value of under $100 for immediate disposal for the sale of scrap.
I guess I just don't understand.
If multiple, got them all together, and it's less than $100?
Well, if
Multiple items, it says.
yeah, it says, if the mayor will authorize items with estimated value of under $100 for immediate disposal through the sale of scrap. So I would say, to me, that says, if an item is under $100, you sell it scrap. You don't say, well, let's get a big pile here and say this is, each item is less than
Are
$100.
you trying to say, John, if you
Well,
got
let's
10
use a
lights?
street light, let's use a street light, for example. We got 300 of them. They're deemed $25 a piece. Does that mean you scrap the whole pile of them? Because
Well, if they're,
Someone's
if
group.
they're not of any use, they're gonna be sold as scrap, or they're gonna be bid on. one or the
Sold
other.
as a group.
You can- you can
Total,
sell,
as total over $100, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, the whole pile of them is worth far more than
Yeah.
$100. If it's one item, or two items that doesn't total $100, scrap it.
well, it'll be up to you, it'll be up to the board to decide that, because it says, bids will generally be solicited for items valued at over $100. It will be policy, to seek concurrence from the board for items in this category. So it's gonna come before the board anyway,
Right.
All right.
okay? That was the only other one that I had any comments from different people, individuals. You guys spoke to me individually. We didn't meet, obviously we couldn't, we're meeting here in front of the public, so are there any other questions or comments on policies A through G here, item 6 on your agenda? So can I have a motion then to accept the policies as reviewed on this date?
A through G.
Policies A through G, item 6.
Make a motion to accept the policies.
Second.
Further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, those policies are reviewed and concurred with. I have an announcement of some appointments. For the zoning board, as you know, we only had 2 members, and 2 residents have accepted positions on the zoning board. They are Joseph Treadwell and Pam Gadway. So I will make those appointments to the zoning board. Okay, the next appointments are to the EMS Advisory Board. We received that information from the fire department. And that would be Sebastian Berry as the delegate, for the EMS Advisory Board, and the alternate would be Brad Martin. I also received information about appointments to the Fire Advisory Board. The delegate for that would be Michael LeBlanc, and the alternate for that would be Kevin Shagnon. I believe those appointments, do I need second, do I need a board approval on any of those? Okay. All right, that concludes my portion of the reports. I'm going to turn it over to trustee Moore.
Just got one thing. As of March 16th of this year, Matthew N. Helder, I'm going to say, and then March 21st, 2016, David Carter has now completed required probationary period with the Village of Ross Creek Water Plant as a labor and training water plant operator. That means their 6 months are done and they're considered permanent members now of the water plant.
Great. Excellent.
That's all I have.
Okay, trustee Moore.
Received a letter from Montgomery Wholesale and Ladder. They had their annual elections of officers on April 5th. And the chief is Michael Blanc. First assistant chief is Walt Laramie. Second assistant chief is Kevin Scheidman. The reason we received this is it requires a both board.
So we need a motion approving those individuals as chief for the Rouses Point Fire Department.
I'll make a motion to.
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried.
That's all I have.
Thank you, sir. Trustee Arno?
We have an agreement with Don Diesel. He gave an estimate for the railroad to fix them slate tiles on the roof that fell off again. $495.
Pretty much in line with
Right.
what he is.
Did you look at the rest of the roof?
We asked that too. Did he say anything about that in his estimate?
He-
Do you want me to read it?
Yeah,
He said, as per the site inspection, because of the poor installation and lack of proper thickness, determination of slates installed, it makes estimating life integrity of pieces impossible, but many, many more are quite likely to occur.
He says he can't walk on them to check them out because he's gonna break them. So you can only look from the ground and see if they need to be
Right.
repaired.
yeah.
Okay, we have two missing, I believe, our public works supervisor went up and had removed the ones that were missing, or push them back or whatever he did, but, okay, we took them out, so right now we have slates missing so the water can penetrate the roof,
No, I don't think they penetrated, but
potentially.
potentially it could.
We get worse. Alright, so, we've already spent around approximately $1,000 on this roof, I believe, that's what we discussed last time. So, we'll need a motion to authorize Don Diesel Roofing to make those repairs to the slate roof for $498.
$495, right, Don?
Yes.
$495.
$495. So we'll need a motion for that.
I make a motion that we have Don Diesel fix the roof.
Okay, we have a motion authorizing Don Diesel Roofing to repair the slate roof for $495. Do we have a second?
Second.
Further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion's carried. Do you have anything else?
Excuse me?
Yeah.
It pertains to this. Did we ever find out if there was any warranty that would be offered by the installer?
Actually, one of the residents asked that during the public comment last meeting. And we were informed that work done under a grant does not carry a warranty with it.
So, no
So,
performance bond or anything that
Nope.
has to be?
No.
no, we researched it thoroughly, or had it researched thoroughly, and the answer to that unfortunately is no. And there's other issues that are coming up that we have to deal with. Sir, you have more?
Yes, Susan from the library is very pleased with the new ramp. The village crew put in a new ramp over there, and it looks really nice. It's aluminum, and they're planning on sooner or later putting a roof over part of it, if they have enough money for left over from the grant. And also to fix the brick in the front of the building is very deteriorated on the building and stuff.
It's almost, it might continue to affect the structure of that wall, correct?
Oh, yeah, I would say so.
Because
Yeah.
the
It's gotta be
mortar got,
repointed.
Oh, no, it's gotta be more than repointed. You gotta have new bricks put in there. Probably 50 or 60 bricks. They're pretty well worn out.
I looked at it. Trustee Arnold brought me over and we looked at it, and the bricks are actually probably the pointing, or the mortar's gone.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, it's at the bottom of the wall. If they
It's in
go,
there, man.
The rest of the wall will come
will
down.
go. So,
Yeah.
so you said that they may have money remaining in the grant that they can use to make that repairs? Is that possible?
After the roof is done, probably. I don't know how much the roof is gonna cost or whatever, but we'd have to get an estimate on the roof that they're gonna put over it. So, yeah. And also, Angie and Stephanie are both finished with their training, the pages over there. All right. And let's see, what do you want to do with the rest of the old part of the ramp, the old ramp? What do you want to do with that? Surplus that,
The wood?
the wood part, yes. They took it apart in sections, so I don't know if it could be salvaged or what, you would have to look at it or whatever, I don't know, if you want to get rid of it. It was in bad shape.
During the Public Works Supervisor's comments, maybe he can give us an idea about.
Sure, okay. And also Nancy Baker asked if the arborvitae could be removed from the drinking fountain, next to the drinking fountain, because she can't even get around to get the hose on the thing that's sold.
What is that?
The arborvitae, the big tall trees on each side of the drinking fountain. They're so big, and you start trimming them, they're gonna look like heck. So she'd like to see if they can be removed or whatever, or replanted someplace else.
Okay, we can, look at it, I'll ask the administrator to check into that, check with the Public Works Supervisor and see what we can do about that. Anything else, sir?
Nope, that's all I have.
Thank you, trustee Dart.
I'd like to request an executive session to discuss current litigation with the village.
Second.
Okay, we'll make that motion at the end of the meeting, we will move into it. I'll ask you to make that motion then, so that request is on the table, but we'll make you make a formal motion after the last of the public comments, and then we'll make a decision from that, okay? All right, other reports, Madam Clerk, do you have anything?
I do. I have two press releases. The first one is the spring cleanup days for the Village of Rouses Point will commence on May 2nd, 2016 until May 6th, 2016. There will be absolutely no pickups after this date. Residents are reminded that this collection is for the pickup of bag leaves, shrubs, and tree limbs less than 3 inches in diameter only. There will be no pickup of paint cans, tires, stumps, waste oil, stones, cement, or wood. Residents are asked to bag all leaves in clear bags only and to place them at curbside in such a position that the parked cars, etc., do not block the pickup truck. This will greatly facilitate the collection. And the second press release is concerning the village-wide yard sale and garage sales. It will be held in the Village of Rouses Point on Saturday, June 24th, 2016, from 8 a.m. until whenever the people see fit. Anyone wishing to be placed on the village-wide sale map may do so by contacting Donna Bowmill at 297-5502 or email at clerk@rousespointny.com. The deadline to be placed on the map will be Thursday, June 23rd, 2016 at 4 p.m. Maps will be available at the village office on Friday, June 24th from 1 to 4 p.m. And Susan from the library is going to coordinate with the Friends of the Library to see if possibly they will have the maps the day. The only reason that I've done this so early is I'm already having people inquire when we're going to have it, so we'll get the press release out.
Okay, so these are going to the press?
Yes.
Okay, so May 2nd through May 6th,
Yes.
spring cleanup, and village-wide yard sale and garage sale, June 24th, and we'll have some maps available on Friday, June 24th,
Yes,
and Saturday, June 25th at the library.
yes.
Okay, thank you.
All right, that's it, thank you.
Excuse me, Mr. Mayor, I have one other thing. The water plant sent a letter explaining that the water flow of the hydrants is being done,
Flushing?
and stuff like that, so.
I had a discussion with the chief power plant operator, and he assured me it started that day, so that's,
Yep.
that's.
Yeah, I seen them doing it and stuff like
Yeah,
that, so.
excellent. Okay, Madam Administrator.
So with regards to the Champlain Hudson transmission line, I was asked by the board to attend a meeting in Albany on March 23rd. And the long and the short of that meeting is that we will be meeting with the representatives in May at a date to be determined, to address the concerns for the outflow and the intake at the water plant.
So they're gonna like GPS them, so we know exactly where they are, that nobody runs over anything, that's kind of what our concern is. Okay, great. All right,
Thank you.
Mr. Treasurer?
Yes, I have 3 items. First one is the press release issued by our Deputy Treasurer Becky Pelkey. Commencing on June 1st, 2016, the Village Rouses Point Municipal Electric Department will again make available to residential customers of the system who have a 2-year clear record with the utility the opportunity to pay their electric charges by a budget billing arrangement. Based upon a previous year's usage and a projected per kilowatt hour cost, including supplemental power charge, the customer's annual electric expense will be estimated and paid in 11 payments, with the remaining month, May, used to reconcile the underpayments or overpayments. Anyone wishing to participate in this program should contact the accounting department during normal business hours. After that, prior to May 31st, 2016, after that day, entry into the program will not be allowed until May of 2017. All customers presently on the program will remain with a budget amount appearing on the top portion of their bill, commencing with the June bills. This program is open to all residential customers who meet the above requirements. That was sent out today. Also, I'd like to remind the property owners that April 29th is the last working day to pay any unpaid water and sewer arrears. After that date, the unpaid water and sewer will be applied to the June 1st taxes. And I also need someone to make a motion to hold a public hearing at the next meeting to amend the sewer rates. In order to amend the sewer rates, you have to have a public hearing before you can amend the sewer rates. So we need to have a public hearing at the next meeting to amend the sewer rates. Someone on the board make a motion for that.
Make a motion.
Okay, we have a motion from trustee Moore to schedule a public hearing for the next board meeting. They'll have to make the arrangements with the paper to notify the public of that. We have a second?
Second.
Discussion? Those in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. Our Public Works Supervisor, do you have anything for us?
Yes, on the ramp, the old ramp that you took out, I mean, it's all slivers and splinters. I guess it would be up to you, Mr. Mayor.
Is there, in your opinion, is there any value to it, or is it just gotta go in the trash?
gotta-
It's gonna cost us money to get rid of it.
Probably. We're gonna try to compact it, cut it up, make it, so we can get rid
Oh,
of it.
that's good. Okay.
Also, on the sweeping, we've been out village-wide, trying to get all the sand cleaned up for the spring cleanup that the clerk announced about. It's been brought to my attention that we have, we noticed that we have 3 water leaks throughout the village. We know about them, we're watching them, we're gonna correct them once we get the proper time and day. I mean, there's nothing major, we think that they're only house services. One we actually shut off, so if there is a couple wet spots on the side of the road, we are aware of it. And our electrical engineer will be here Wednesday and Thursday to address some issues in our substation. So the line crew will be up there with myself for those 2 days. So if any of the board members want to meet with Mr. Wilson, you're welcome to.
Is that where you told me to go come up there with the aluminum pole?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
He did.
Where you heart at?
All right, thank you. As far as the possible water issues, in your experience, does that indicate there's like a water main break is inevitable or coming, or is it probably more likely valves or?
Well, when we see the amount of the water, if it was a major break, it would really bubble up. You've seen water breaks throughout the village where we have to get right out there, night or day, weekends, and these are house services that we're thinking. So they might be old abandoned services, especially the one across from the Legion. We are going to get to it. Unfortunately, we have to cut that brand new tarmac on Pratt Street.
Well,
Of course.
better than flooding somebody else.
Yeah, so we are aware of them, and they are on the schedule to be taken care of.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Our codes enforcement officer?
Yes, sir, I have 3 things. Just as a reminder and stuff, on the village website is my contact information, along with my personal cell phone and my personal email, so those who are trying to get a hold of the code enforcement officer. Second is, spring is here, construction has now picked up in the municipality. As a reminder, contact your local code enforcement officer to see if a permit is required. There are several variables that will determine if you need a permit, and what you may not have needed before, you may be required now. And then on the third thing, we are in a burn ban till March 14th. After March 14th, being the 15th, you can burn.
March or May?
May, I'm sorry, but May 14th, and that's through New York State, not through the county. New York State has, so the entire New York State has a burn ban. And if anybody wants to read more information on that, it's through New York State Environmental Conservation Law, Part 215. So the question has been brought up, can I have a small fire in my fire pit or my fireplace? Yes, you can. As long as you are burning clear wood only, you are allowed to have your fireplace or your burning pit in your backyard. You can burn that now. But what they do say is if you have leaves that you're raking up and you burn those, you will be fined through DEC.
But you said after May 15th, there's still no outdoor burning in the village of Rouses Point, correct?
Correct.
Outside the fire pit?
Outside the fire
You can't rake a pile, the leaves up in a pile, light them on fire and watch it?
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir. That's all I have.
All right, thank you. All right, I'd like to open the meeting now to the public for any comments you may have, what you heard tonight, or what you want us to talk about at the next meeting. All right. With that, you'd like to make a motion?
I'd like to make a motion to go into executive session to discuss litigation concerning the village.
Second.
Okay, discussion? All those in favor? No. Opposed? Okay, we will be going into executive session now. There will be no more activity following that executive session, so for all intents and purposes, we all, the meeting is adjourned. We need to have,
Money to purchase the building, correct?
Yes, I have to sit down
Where
to find out.
we should get that brickwork out of there.
We're doing the steps with that, we're doing the paint. The brickwork I have, the brickwork is next year. That's what I have.